What's up guys, Skittlerampage here. So, New York Comic Con was good and bad. Let's talk about that. Alright guys, so a lot of people have been asking me whether I was going to do a video talking about how well NYCC went or how bad it went. And yes, I originally planned to do an NYCC update video. I said it back in my my big NYCC Funko Pop hunt. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do. I spent a lot of money, almost $200, and bought a ton of pops. So go check that out. And also comment down below before you hear my opinions, alright? Before you hear my opinions, because maybe it might influence yours somehow or something like that, because it happens, I want you to drop down below in the comments your opinion on the con overall. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. Nobody's judging you in the comments. Everybody has their own personal opinion. Like this video is going to be my opinion on the whole situation and everything that happened. And to start it out, basically, I feel like the con was good and bad. There was a lot more good aspects than bad aspects, I will say that, but there was still some bad situations that we're going to talk about in this video. So I have it all listed off, and we're going to go over it one by one. First up, I want to talk about the Funko Lottery. Now, the Funko Lottery, there was 11,000 winners, and they split stock between 11,000 people, so 5,500 here and 5,500 there for 2 different time slots. Now, it was a great idea. Like, literally, the lottery was a great idea. However, it was very flawed in a way, just because, and this is, you know, I'm still sticking to my opinion that the lottery was flawed. Now, did it go well? It went fantastic. It went super smooth. I talked to a ton of different collectors. I've gotten a ton of different comments, and everybody said it was super, super smooth. Now, still, I just think the lottery could have been executed better. And the reason that I say that the lottery could have been better was the fact that it was so easy to get into the lottery. I'm not saying the lottery system is a bad idea. I think it's a great idea. It's fair. Everybody's able to get into it. The only reason I'm saying it's bad is because, or the only reason that I'm saying that it could use more work is what I mean, is that it needs more, like, you need more rules to be able to get in rather than just signing up for a newsletter and an email address, like, and a phone number. Like, literally, you saw that bots just kind of took that over. So I just think they need to make more rules for future, like, virtual cons, if this has to happen next year as well, depending on what happens next year with, you know, in-person cons and things like that. As long as they make it more, like, harder to get in, then I feel like it's fair, 100%. Now, as far as the Funko Lottery release, it went really, really well. Like I said, I talked to a few people, well, not a few, actually, a lot. I got a lot of comments. I even posted on Instagram asking how the Funko Lottery went for everybody, because I wanted, like, a general consensus of how it went, and the general consensus was that it went very, very smoothly, very great. A lot of people, like, I think the most thing that was there was anxiety. A lot of people had anxiety because a lot of people haven't won the lottery. They weren't sure how fast things were going to sell out, so they were kind of just clicking things and trying to get in their cart. And a lot of people had anxiety, which is understandable because it's, you know, it's an anxiety-filled moment because there's a lot of pressure to be able to get what you want because there's only so much. So yeah, the Funko Lottery went really, really smooth, and I'm glad a lot of people were able to get what they wanted. Some people missed out on Snake and Bloody Ben, one of the, you know, 2 of the most popular exclusives, but for the most part, everybody got what they wanted, and I think Funko did a great job with that release for the Funko Lottery winners. So congrats to all you guys. I'm super glad you won. I'm super glad everybody was able to get what they want for the most part, and thank you, Funko, again. It was a great idea. I just think you need to make it harder to get into the lottery versus just an email where, you know, as you saw, tons of bots were able to get in and get out really fast. So there's not too much to say on the Funko Lottery. Like I said, general consensus was it went really smooth. So now, guys, we have the shared retailers. For example, GameStop, Hot Topic, Box Lunch, all the shared retailers in store on the 9th. Depending on where you were in the world, you know, your store opened up at a different time, but my store pretty much opened up at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I originally first went to Target, and it was a pretty smooth release. I'm not gonna lie. There was nobody in the back to control, like, how many went out. So I'm sure some people missed it later when they were, like, going in for a Danny Phantom or a Pikachu. Just because there's nobody else, like, there's nobody back there limiting it. You know, normally it's supposed to be 1 per person, but people were grabbing 3 or 4 of each thing. So I was able to get 2 Danny Phantoms. That's all I really wanted from Target, and I got there at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning, which was just crazy. So I got up originally at 4:45, I got ready and everything, and I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I took my butt to Target, and I waited in line, and I was able to get what I wanted, which was awesome. Now, I will say a big issue with shared retailers was that the fact that everybody's waiting in line, and then by the time the store opens, like Target, for example, I had people running to the back, and it's just like, what was the point? Like, why are you gonna wait in line behind us? Like, it's no one's fault that you got here after us. You should have gotten here earlier, and then you're gonna run to the back and just take everything. Like, this is why I think they need to have people actually controlling the lines and watching everybody to go back. Like, have somebody, literally whoever's in the electronics department is what I'm trying to say, is have somebody walk the line back so nobody can cut in line, because it's not fair. You know, you waited there for 2 hours just for somebody to cut you in line. It's really, really obnoxious and just extremely rude. Now, obviously, I was able to get something I wanted, so it wasn't too much of a big deal, and seems like everybody that was there was able to get what they wanted, which I was really, really happy about. Now, later on, guys, the in-store releases continued with Hot Topic and Box Lunch and GameStop opening up. Now, most of these stores opened up at the same time, which kind of sucked. I won't lie. GameStop in another area was opening up at 12, but I still wasn't able to get what I wanted, but we'll move on to that. But Hot Topic seemed to be going pretty well. I did wait in line outside of the mall, waiting for the whole mall to open so we could line up outside of Hot Topic for about 2 hours, which was really annoying because, like, I got there, I was supposed to be 9th in line, and I ended up in 11th in line because 2 people cut ahead of me again, which was really annoying. So still, I was able to get what I wanted. They seem to have a plethora of Mr. Compress and a few of the other exclusives as well, so that was really good. I was really surprised about the stock on Mr. Compress from MHA. I really, really was. Some stores sold out. My store didn't really sell out too fast. I want to say it took about an hour to sell out, which is kind of crazy for a hyped up, you know, release like that. But still, I was really, really surprised to see them get like 40 to 50 of them versus them only getting Bakugo for SDCC, only getting 14 and 14 of Goku, which was just crazy. It made things so difficult to get. So eventually I moved on to GameStop, and the only one I wanted from GameStop was Kaguya. So here's where the bad starts. So apparently some GameStops got way more stock than others. Like, you guys were posting in the group. One GameStop got 72 Kaguyas, and mine got 3. I don't, and some Think Geeks got a ton of Kaguyas as well, and mine got 3. I don't understand what happened with that. Like, how did you not evenly disperse the stock between each store? It was really, really annoying, and she sold out online in 20 minutes on GameStop's website. I was able to get 2 online, so it's not that big of a deal. I was able to get them. They're going to be here in a few days, but it's just kind of like, she's one of the few that I wanted from the stores, and it was just kind of like, I went over there and they were already sold out. And what was really annoying about that is that there was only 3, they were limiting it to 1 per person, and one guy got 2 because the lady behind him bought it for him, and I guess he didn't even know. So it kind of sucks. It's like, you know, you could have left that for somebody else, but it is what it is. I get it. Sometimes it happens, and at least there was only 3, and there was a limit of 1, so GameStop tried. It's not GameStop's fault. But I am very upset that I was able to get one and review it for you guys in person, because, as you know, I'm a big Naruto fan, big anime fan. But yeah, it was just super weird, because one of my stores, I went to 3 GameStops, okay, guys? One of my stores didn't even get any. How does that even happen? How does one store get 72 and one doesn't get any? The other store that I went to only got 2. So one got 2, one got 3, one got zip. I don't know how that happened. It was really, really annoying. It's like, you had 2 months since they originally, you know, announced the whole New York Comic Con thing, and you had no stock. How did you have no stock day of? How does that even happen? So that was really annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, I was able to secure one online, so it wasn't too bad. Now, another issue that there seemed to be was Barnes & Nobles, and I'm sure everybody's already on the edge of their seats because whoever was trying to get Barnes & Nobles exclusives, Wonder Woman and Venomized Magneto, I'm sure you're very upset or you're very happy depending on how this went down. So basically, apparently, you could order for online pickup way earlier than the scheduled release at 9 a.m. PDT or PST or whatever it was. And that created a lot of problems for in-store because people like waited in line until they opened, probably like 2 hours waited in line outside of these Barnes & Noble. And apparently some stores were honoring the online orders and some stores weren't. So, and some stores, or a lot of stores, didn't even get their stock. It was still at the warehouse. That's what one of the manager ladies at Barnes & Noble was saying. So it's weird. It's weird how some of these stores haven't been getting all of their stock when they had so long to get it. I don't know exactly how that works with the warehouse and things like that. But even my box lunch, for example, before we finish up on the Barnes & Noble topic, box lunch, they didn't even have the stock yet. They were really, really, really hoping the truck was going to get there by the time they opened, you know, by 10 a.m. or an hour before they opened originally, by 10 a.m. so they could accommodate all the collectors that are waiting in line for 2 hours. Guys, box lunch for that Carl and Ellie was 40 deep. I couldn't even wait in that line. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So it was nuts. I'm not gonna lie. It was freaking crazy. So a lot of these stores just didn't get their stock in. Now, back up on touching up on Barnes & Noble. Like I said, my store, for example, is the lady there. She canceled all the online orders and sold all the store stock that they had, and they didn't have the rest from the warehouse, obviously, like I said. They sold it to collectors waiting in line, which I was like, okay, so that's interesting. So she canceled the store. And my GameStop, guy named Bill over there, GameStop Bill, we call him, he canceled a lot of GameStop orders for SDCC, I believe, as well, and sold all the stock to people waiting in line, which it's mixed with me, because like I can understand, because people are waiting 2 hours in line and they expect the stock to be there because GameStop said the stock was going to be there and Funko said the stock was going to be there. And then when you wait 2 hours in line, all for them to be or have limited stock and then or none available, you're going to be a little upset because online orders went up earlier than it was supposed to originally. So some stores, like I said, honored the online order and said no to the collectors who waited, and told them basically you're out of luck, you got to wait for the online release because they only got so many in the store. So it was really weird that some stores were canceling online orders and some stores were honoring them with Barnes & Noble. So let me know down below, did you guys end up getting in that situation? Did they cancel your order? Did they sell it to you in store? Let me know down below. And now guys, we're going to talk about the online shared retailers. So when everything released online, it released online pretty much exactly at the time. It was like 2 or 3 minutes after, I will say. But it seemed to go pretty smoothly. Like I said, Kaguya sold out in GameStop in 20 minutes, which 20 minutes is a lot of time, because 20 minutes is a lot of time to order. Most people get in and out within 45 seconds of their order. So like I said, I was able to get 2 Kaguyas. I didn't go for Mr. Compressed because I got 2 in store already. And I didn't really go for any online shared retailers just because I had everything that I needed other than Kaguya. And I didn't really see a lot of people too upset about online orders. Nothing really sold out too fast, I will say. They seem to have a lot of a majority of the stock online versus in store for, you know, depending on your store. Now, a few things did sell out. Mr. Compress and Red Goblin and Suichi, I think, from Junji Ito. Those didn't sell out for a while. I don't even think most of those are still sold, or still not sold out. So kind of crazy that certain ones didn't sell out. I was really expecting Mr. Compressed to sell out like crazy fast. He didn't. I was really surprised on that one because very hyped up character, very hyped up exclusive, but apparently it might still be in stock right now. Now, for anybody wondering, for certain ones, will they go back in stock? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if they have all their stock up on the website or they're waiting to release more later. Not entirely sure. It could happen. It happened for SDCC. It happened for, you know, ECCC and some other Comic-Cons even when they were in person. So it could happen. We'll see. I have no idea currently on that. If it does happen, I'll let you guys know. But for the most part, online shared retailer exclusive releases went really, really well. Next up, guys, I wanted to talk about the Funko Shop release. Now, this one went live just at the same time as the shared retailer, so it kind of created some panic, probably, most likely, because, you know, people weren't sure which site to order from. Now, the Funko Shop, they sold out extremely fast. They must have had limited stock from after the Funko Lottery. Now, you didn't get guaranteed a con sticker for that one. It was 50-50. Only lottery winners were guaranteed a con sticker. Now, I will say everything sold out really fast, so I tried to get Kaguya on the Funko Shop first originally before I went to GameStop, and my cart, it just did this spinning loading thing. It didn't do anything and for a second, and then it finally updated and threw me in line, and then it just, by the time I got there, like about 3-4 minutes later, it was all sold out, unfortunately. I know there was like 2 exclusives still standing that nobody really wanted, but for the most part, everything sold out. It wasn't too crazy because there wasn't a lot of stock to begin with, and it seemed pretty fair all around for that release. Not too many upset people. A few, obviously, there's always going to be upset people during something like a limited release like this, but for the most part, it went okay. It went all right. I'm sure there's still some complaints from some collectors, but like I said, for the most part, it went good. So I wanted to throw this one in this video just because it's technically Comic-Con related, was the bundle for Star Wars, which was the Boba Fett in camo or art series or whatever it's classified as. So it was the Boba Fett, the new one, and then they threw in with a backpack, and it was like a $100 purchase, and they're going for like $600-700 on eBay right now, which sucks. And it's limited to 1,000 pieces. Now, that was so extremely random for Funko to do at last second, I won't lie. I think it was something to do with like combating bots, I'm not entirely sure, but it's really weird that they would limit something like that so popular to like 1,000 pieces. But then again, they limited Snake and Bloody Ben to, you know, extremely low piece counts, which I just feel like that one, that was kind of an unfair thing because it was like a last minute thing, and then they made the price so high that it discouraged certain collectors from getting it even if you did win the lottery, but it was only for lottery winners. So there's 500 here, 500 there, and I don't know. It felt like kind of a shady release for Star Wars collectors because they got definitely shafted for anybody collecting that line. But there's always going to be a limited, you know, piece in each line, it seems like, for the most part. And it just sucks. I feel like a lot of Star Wars collectors got shafted on that one, I won't lie. But it still was a smooth release nonetheless. Like I said, everybody was only really able to get one of each. Limiting it to one of each was cool. Another NYCC type release that we had was Plastic Empire. So they had a Marty McFly from Back to the Future. It was like a full glow radioactive situation, and it was limited to 3,000 pieces. Now they released it, and it was kind of chaotic. Seriously, it was chaotic. But as far as the Marty McFly release, it was kind of a crap show. It sold out really, really fast. Obviously, it was 3,000 pieces. I'm sure bots got a lot of the stock, and Plastic Empire even put out on their Instagram that they were going to cancel a lot of the bot orders and things like that. So that's good. We don't have a future release date as to when they're going to release the rest of this stock, but for the most part, at least they were doing something about the bots and going in and individually canceling those orders of all the ones they can find. Now, like I said, the release itself, I wasn't able to get one, and I was on the site like that. Like within the first minute or two, it sold out, which sucks. It was actually a cool one. I'm a big Back to the Future fan, but honestly, I was gonna get it for trade bait, so I'm glad if I didn't get it, you know, an actual collector of that line got it. But yeah, it wasn't too bad of a release. It was your typical run-of-the-mill, like, sell out in 2 minutes release. And our last release for New York Comic Con 2020 was Toy Tokyo. So, a little bit weird here because Toy Tokyo delayed their initial release because of some complications on their website or something like that. And then, eventually, they did release it, and it went really, really smoothly for collectors. A lot of people were able to get what they wanted. A lot of people got the bundle, which was awesome. And not too many negative comments on this one. A lot of people said, you know, for the first time, they were able to get one very smoothly. So that's awesome for that Toy Tokyo release because normally it's kind of a crap show and sells out super fast, or, you know, you have website issues and things like that. So I'm glad it went really well. Alright guys, so my overall experience of New York Comic Con 2020, it was probably a billion times better than SDCC, and a billion times better than any of the other virtual cons that went on. Like I said, there was still a few problems, still a few things and kinks to work out. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, unfortunately. But for the most part, all the releases went smoothly. Except for Barnes & Noble's. That was just a whole crap show, depending on what store you went to. And GameStop getting limited stock and some getting overstock, it was really weird. But like I said, there was a few bad, but a lot more good, and a lot of things that still could be worked on. But overall, like I said, I enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite cons, or virtual con type things so far, and it went really, really well for me. And it seemed to have gone really well for the general consensus, so that was really awesome. So remember to comment down below, what is your opinion on New York Comic Con 2020 this year? Do you still think a couple of things need work? Did you enjoy it overall? Did you hate it? I'd love to hear everybody's horror stories or, you know, win stories down below. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I think it went really well, but a few things need to be worked on. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I want to say a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. I appreciate the support so much. You guys are absolutely amazing for supporting the channel each and every month. So thank you guys so much. Seriously, I really, really do appreciate the support. If you guys want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below always. I also want to tell you guys to make sure to join the Facebook group and Discord. Great communities. They're buy, sell, and trade, and you can make a ton of friends, as well as follow my social medias, Instagram and Twitter, to stay up to date. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.